Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about a very important and timely topic, cyber attacks on the U.S. How can we prepare for them and the potential outcomes for a long-term cyber attack? Cyber attacks are malicious activities conducted through digital networks, primarily through the internet. These attacks target infrastructure, systems, and data of individuals, organizations, and even nations. In the recent years, the U.S. has seen a significant increase in such attacks, affecting various sectors including government, healthcare, and finance. In 2020, the SolarWinds hack compromised thousands of businesses, government agencies, and then in 2021, the Colonial Pipeline attack disrupted fuel supply on the East Coast. These incidents highlight the severity of wide-reaching impacts of these cyber attacks. So how can we prepare for these attacks or threats? 1. Have an emergency plan. In case of a major cyber attack, have a plan in place. This could include having physical copies of important documents, having cash on hand, and a communication plan with your family. Educate yourself. Understand the potential possibilities of these cyber attacks and the effects it will have on you and your family. If you could understand this, you can prepare for it. And then also knowing your equipment. What I mean by this is knowing the limitations of your equipment, which means if your communication device is only good for a line of sight, don't expect to talk 50 miles away and then get pissed off when you can't make contact. This is where using your equipment beforehand and training with it comes into play. A long-term cyber attack could have devastating effects. It could disrupt essential services, cause financial losses, compromise national security. This economic impact could cost billions, and recovery could take years. So let's talk about some shit, how we can make you and your people's life a lot less stressful in a stressful crisis. The biggest one is having a plan. And plan ahead of time. Sit down with your family and start planning. Remember, plans need to be understood by all members. Plans will need to be versatile, meaning your plan is going to be different depending on, the cyber attack. Did it happen at night when everyone is home sleeping? Your other plan will be different if it happens in afternoon, midday while everyone's at school or work, or even out for lunch in a different city. Next is working your plan. I find it easier to have a hard copy of your plan readily available so you can resort to. Remember, everyone will need a copy of this. Unless you have a badass memory, which I do not have. This plan should outline and have instructions for when to make contact. Remember, PACE: primary, alternative, contingency, and emergency. So most of us, our primary would be our cell phone. But what happens when our cell phone doesn't work? What is your alternative method of contacting your loved ones? And what will you do when your primary or your alternative doesn't work? Or your contingency or your emergency? What happens then? What do you resort to then? How are you going to contact your loved ones? This is where having an emergency gathering place comes into effect. That way everyone knows where to meet up when something like this does happen. So like with my family, of course we have ham radios, shortwave radios, CBs, and then walkie-talkies. And then we also have our emergency gathering place. So with all the communication devices out there, They do all have pros and cons, but having multiple ways to communicate and gather information is the key to survival and making those good decisions. So during a major cyber attack, the best thing is do is already have your supplies and your equipment and your food all at your location. The roads are going to be unsafe to travel. You know, the traffic lights are not going to be operational, causing wrecks and make traveling unsafe and difficult. Having cash on hand, more than likely, the ATMs, your debit cards might not work. So having cash on hand, that's going to be the best way to buy your supplies, your food, your gas, and so on. Always keep cash on hand because you'll never know when a cyber attack is going to happen. A major cyber attack is going to be bad. And when I say cyber attack, I mean our infrastructure has been compromised. This means the possibility of blackouts, your city water not pumping or becoming contaminated, logistics, meaning like your freight, your food, is not going to be delivered, right? Banks is going to be unavailable. Your cell towers inoperable. It will get bad quickly. This is why it's so important to prepare for it now. That way you're not having to do it when shit gets crazy. Then you also have to think about what comes after a cyber attack. I know a lot of people on YouTube are talking about, you know, when these major cyber attacks happen, it's going to be followed along with the possibility of a EMP. And then why would they do an EMP? Possibly foreign soldiers or foreign forces invading. So this right here, this is a couple of examples. This right here is the Ratty shortwave radio I picked up just a few months ago. I'm still working with it, learning it. Here's a box that came in, just in case anybody's interested. All right, so this is the Ratty RF320 shortwave radio. Not only is it just shortwave, but you have, of course, AM, FM. You have the NOAA weather band frequencies on there. You have air traffic. I forget how many exactly frequencies, but you can pick up radio chatter from the air, along with, you know, regular shortwave. Communication is going to be vital. Like I said earlier, your ability to make good decisions relies on intel, information. That means knowing where your family's at, knowing where not to go or where to stay away from. The more intel you get, the better you're going to be, the better your decisions are going to make. Better decisions you will make. I can't tell you when the cyber attack is going to happen, if it's going to happen in broad daylight, late at night where everyone's sleeping. All I do know is the threat is real. Possibilities, it's increasing by the day. It's a very serious threat, but with awareness and preparation, we can protect ourselves and our loved ones. Remember that. So if you're new here to the channel, please like, subscribe, hit that little bell icon. I'm going to be planning on putting more videos out. Try to get 2 to 3 out a week, possibly more. We'll see how it goes. I was planning on doing this video outside, but the wind is blowing crazy out there. So I end up deciding to do this in my little office. So that's what you see, a nice flag behind me. Like I said, please like, subscribe. It really help out the channel. Stay safe, stay secure. Thank you for watching, and don't forget, smash that like button. Thank you. Patriot Prepper out.